Imagine, a portal opened up to some time in your past and you had 3 minutes to give them advice. What would you say? What would you give them? What would you show them? Share with us what you would share with them.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack Holbrough. I've still got my name up there. It's oh, very good. So I'm Jack. I'm going to jump in and out twice, so I need to be quite fast when I talk. So this goes back to when I'm 10. First thing to notice, the hairdo's absolutely cracking, and that's important to the story I'm going to tell you. Okay. So my hair looks ace there. Before that point, I had a generic 10-year-old fluffy boof on, and at 10 years old at school, it was starting to become important at that point to be cool. And a lot of my mates, a lot of the other lads at school started using this stuff called hair gel. And there was quiffs and slickbacks, all that going on. And I had no idea what this hair gel was. I was too embarrassed to ask. So instead I went to my mum and dad's bathroom and figured there was something in there, there's all sorts. Went rooting around, perfect. I found a big tube of gel. Stuck it on, set rock hard, massive quiff, looked ace. Next day at school was sports day, so even better. Everyone, the whole school's out in the field, get to see my new do. Setting up to break the record for long jump, and it starts raining. And suddenly my eyes start to sting as I'm stood there in the queue. Okay, a bit confused, give it a wipe. Got sort of white bubbles on my hand. All right, okay, starting to crap myself a little bit now, give it a big rub. Massive white froth on my hand. What I'd picked up was a tube of shower gel, which at that point at 10 years old was not in my vocabulary, I used a bar of soap. So my lesson to 10-year-old Jack at that point is don't be afraid to ask stupid questions. And if you don't know, clarify and don't use shower gel as hair gel. Right, I'm back out now, I'm back in and I'm going back to 16-year-old Jack. Didn't quite look as cute as that. This was the summer after GCSEs. You remember it's a really long summer. It's amazing. I was quite successful at that point. I was CEO of 2 businesses. There was Jack's Mobile Disco and then Jack's Freelance Gardening, servicing Seton Ross and the surrounding villages. But it was quite quiet in terms of work that summer. So I was very bored, and up until that point I wasn't particularly academic. Conversations with my career advisor had gone along the lines that I was probably going to be the next Dr. Dre. So I was focusing on sort of music production, that was my dream. But I decided to pick up a book off my dad's bookshelf. I don't think he'd ever read it. Bright yellow spine, it just said E = MC squared on it. And it's the autobiography of Albert Einstein that someone's written. And for some reason, I urged to start reading that book. I got so engrossed in it that from that point on, when I look backwards, that was an absolute fork in my life. And all I decided to do was pick up a book. Because ever since that point, I've never been without a book, I don't think, on all sorts of different topics. So my lesson there is that, opportunities that arrive, so me being here stems from me reading that book. So you don't know when these opportunities are going to arise. Just try and learn as much as you can. Never stop learning. Keep picking up new opportunities. And yeah, that's it.